Hi guys, it's Afro Angie here for Kingdom and Community, and today we are going to talk about what to expect when campaigning at an HBCU. For those of you who are student leaders but do not attend an HBCU, that's fine, but campaigning at an HBCU is just different. I'm sorry, it's just different. I've campaigned for 3 things. I campaigned for sophomore class secretary my freshman year. I campaigned for director of public relations in SGA my sophomore year, and my junior year I campaigned to be Miss University of Arkansas at Pine Bluff. And what I learned from all 3 of those campaigns and what I could expect from all 3 of those campaigns was universal throughout each thing that I campaigned for. Therefore, I have a hypothesis that maybe these things could be applied no matter what position you're campaigning for, and possibly no matter what HBCU. I would love to hear some feedback from my other HBCUs, so feel free to tell me your thoughts in the comments below. So if this is your first time, welcome to my channel. I hope that you like this video. If you like it, give it a thumbs up and subscribe down below. I'm kind of new to this YouTube thing. I just feel like I have a lot to say and a lot to talk about, so somebody wants to hear it, maybe. I had some very good things to tell you, so make sure you watch the entire video to get all this good stuff, okay? I've never lost a campaign. You may find something in this video is actually very helpful. It may help you avoid some stress when you start to wonder what's going on, is this normal? Just refer back to this video and you may find that yes, it is indeed normal, and yes, it is okay. There's really no particular order, but they're all good things, so please watch the entire video. So one of the first things I noticed in every single one of those campaigns was that people start to watch you more closely. Like, the things that you normally do, people will start to be like, oh, you do those things? People that you might have class with that might never speak to you, when you start to campaign, they'll be like, oh, you're in this class? And it's like, yeah, I've been in this class, but all of a sudden they start paying more attention to all of the candidates, one of them being you. So you might find little things like, I used to wear my hair in like twists, but I used to do these 2 like French style braids. Shout out to the Protective Styles, by the way, I love this wig. But I used to do 2 French style braids, and like that was very common for me. But when I was campaigning, people would say things like, I like your hair like that. And it's like, okay, I kind of always wear my hair like this, but thanks. So just expect things like that. People will start paying attention to you and thinking that you're doing something new when really you've been doing it and they just haven't noticed. Also, when we're talking about people watching you, people, especially if they are on someone else's campaign team, may try to act like they don't care what you're doing or they're not interested in what you're doing, but people are watching you all the time. You will find this to be true, especially when it's time for the next campaign season and someone does the same thing that you did the previous season, someone that you thought wasn't going to vote for you, or someone that you thought didn't care about campaigning at all. Trust that everything that you're doing is being watched, so put your best foot forward. And don't too much think about, are they feeling this? Like, does anyone notice this? People notice everything. I promise people notice everything. They may not want to let you know that they're watching or that they notice it, but I promise you they do. Always. So at the same time, if you have something to say that you've always wanted the right time to say it, whether or not you win the position that you're vying for, when you're campaigning is the perfect time for people to really see your personality, because like you're like on the stage from the time you begin campaigning to the time campaigning is over. And if you have a position, throughout that position, you're like, everything that you do, everywhere you go is a stage. Be on your best behavior. People are so quick to be like, did you see what she did? Did you see what she did? And there really could be some things that are good, but if it's not, just make sure that you almost think about what you do before you do it, because someone is waiting for you to mess up, but someone is also inspired by the things that you're doing. So just be yourself and think about how to make yourself the best possible thing to be. Next thing to watch out for, your campaign team will either win you more votes or lose you more votes than you ever could by yourself. What does that mean? So I noticed that when I was campaigning, I honestly felt like the things that I had done spoke for themselves. However, when I was going around trying to get people to be on my team, if they really weren't already on my team, and I would tell them things that I have done, they kind of just were like, okay, you know, this is campaign season, you know, she's just saying this because she's campaigning. But if my team were to talk to someone and they already had a connection with that person, or they could just tell that they weren't trying to get the position, so what they said may seem a little bit more credible, my team actually probably got more votes from me than I myself did. On the other hand, I've seen multiple instances of this happen where the person was just all around a great candidate or presented themselves to be a great candidate, but their team, you have people on your campaign team who are known to be messy, who are known to be people who start fights, who are known to carry themselves in a ill manner. You do not want them on your team. It doesn't matter how good of friends they are with you, how long you've known them. I mean, don't cut anybody off, you know, blood runs thicker than water, all that good stuff. But make sure that the people that you hang around every single day need to be a reflection of what you want yourself to be seen as. Because if not, they're going to associate that with you, or someone will just not vote for you because they don't like someone on your campaign team. Sometimes this is unavoidable because people have their own opinions about everything, and the person that they may not like, that may just be their own personal issue. Like that person that they don't like that's on your team may actually be a good person. So you really can't always avoid this, but we all know that person. I know you're thinking of them right now. That person who is just known to be messy, but they're really a good look, or everyone knows them, so you want them on your team to say that you got this person on your team. But if you know that they start mess, don't put them on your team. You could have the best platform there ever was, you could be the best candidate ever, and if that person is associated with you or your team, you can almost hang it up. Sorry. On the subject of people being judgmental, please be prepared for people to scrutinize everything you do. It doesn't matter if you have done it before campaign season. The minute that you announce that you're campaigning, everything that you do is going to be seen as, oh, he's just doing that, or she's just doing that because she's campaigning. Don't get me wrong. All is fair in love and war. If you see something that you need to do that you've never done and it's campaign time, go ahead and do that. And go ahead and do it for your campaign. Don't be ingenuine, but I'm warning you in advance, you could really be the most genuine person and someone will still think that you're only being nice, or whatever they associate certain acts that you're doing with. You know what I'm trying to say. They could, not all the time, but some people will still say that you're only doing that because you're campaigning. Do it anyway. If you feel like it's the right thing to do, and if you could sleep at night knowing that you did the right thing, just do it. There's really no way to campaign perfectly. There's some good strategies to campaign with, and I'll do those in another video. But just know that you could do everything right, and there will still be someone out there saying that you're doing it for the wrong reasons, or saying that you're only doing it because you're campaigning. Oh well. Okay, now, I know that we love, especially at HBCUs, we love good food, and we love good candy, snacks, all that type of stuff. But hear me out. Those things are nice, and those things are essential because you do want to meet people where they are. But those things really won't matter as much as tangible things that they can still use after the one day that you give it to them. Let me tell you, if you're the type of person that the only thing that you think you can have to pass out to people to get them to vote for you is food or something edible, don't rely too heavy on that, because you could have the best brownies, the best type of food, your famous type of drink or whatever. People will take that and leave and vote for the person who didn't have anything. I've seen this happen in every single campaign that I've ever seen on my campus. People will take somebody's food and go vote for the next person. Hey, that's okay, that happens. And you could be the one that's thinking about doing a lot of food. Just know that you should do that. Show people that you know you care enough about them, whether or not they're voting for you, to still give them something, just so that you show them that you appreciate them considering you. But know that they can take your food or whatever you give them and vote for the next person. I definitely am the type of person to go to Walmart and get the tester and never buy the product. That's probably just human nature. So all in all, just don't get too caught up in only passing out food or edible things. There are different things you can give people that they can use after the day that you give it to them. When they see that over and over again, they'll associate your name with that thing, and so that will stick around longer. That's the only tip I'm giving you guys in this video. You have to watch the next video to hear more tips. Guys, I'm a planner. I'm very type A. Everything has to go right. Everything has to go in order. And I wrote that order. I know how things are supposed to go. And every time I know how things are supposed to go, they go wrong. Campaigning can be very stressful. You're working with other people. People really don't like to be told what to do. People can have your best interests at heart, but they still have their interests at heart. Because at the end of the day, you know, we're all here to get an education. So when it comes to campaigning, things may go wrong. That is okay. That is okay. The more important thing is not what happens when things go wrong, but how you carry yourself in spite of things going wrong. After those things might go wrong, what are you going to do to bounce back from it? That's more important than how much you plan things out. Don't get me wrong, planning is important, but in the midst of your planning, something might still fall short, and that is okay. That's okay. So just and bounce back. Something that really would break my heart when I started campaigning was that I would notice that like people who used to like love me or would speak to me all the time, or I really thought they were going to be on my team, when I started to campaign, all of a sudden they were the ones saying things about me, or they were the ones who were saying that they wanted to be on someone else's team, or they would prefer to vote for that person because they were the better fit. And don't get me wrong, everyone is entitled to their own opinion. You cannot make anyone be on your team. If they feel like you're not the best fit, let them feel that way. They have the right to feel that way. So don't be surprised if someone that's in your own circle that you really think highly of and that you automatically thought was going to be down for you decides to give someone else a try. That's okay, guys. That's okay. Again, what matters is how you respect that person and how you treat that person in spite of them possibly letting you down. Are you still going to be kind to them? Are you still going to treat them with respect? Are you still going to speak to them? If they say that they don't want to be on your team and next thing you know, you're not associating yourself with them anymore, you just proved them right. So that's okay. People are going to change their mind. People's true colors will come when you start the campaign. Just be thankful for it and keep it pushing. Last but certainly not least, the biggest thing you can expect when you're campaigning is that you are going to learn. Win, lose, draw, you're going to learn how to be confident, because you don't have a choice but to be confident when you're campaigning at an HBCU. If they see an ounce of fear, you're out of there. Because how are you going to lead the people who don't know what they're going to do if you're scared and you don't think that you can lead yourself? You got to be confident. And if you don't have confidence, you better fake it till you make it. You're going to learn how to be a leader. You're going to learn how to balance your schoolwork. You're going to learn how to smile at people that you might not like or care for. You're going to learn how to smile at people who might not like or care for you. You're going to learn how to be patient. You're going to learn how to be patient. You're going to learn how to carry yourself, because when you campaign, or like, it's kind of like a pageant, but a pageant that goes on a little bit longer. You have to carry yourself like, in your own mind, you got to be Michelle Obama or Barack Obama or whoever you look up to that's a very pertinent leader or that's a very important leader. See, they're going to want to see, how will you be if I elect this person? There's so many things that you might learn when you campaign that might be hard or might be hurtful, but I promise you, if you turn those things into something that's going to benefit you, you will be so much stronger because of campaigning, no matter what the results are. And no matter what the results are, you have to believe that they're going to be in your favor. Maybe you don't need this position right now. Maybe God has an internship coming up for you that you can't see yet. Or maybe the stress that's going to come with that position might not be what you need right now. Maybe you need to get the best grades you can possibly get and get into that grad school that you want to get into. God has a way of working things out, so don't get so caught up on the results. Learn everything you possibly can when you're campaigning. It's one of the most valuable experiences that I've experienced in my college careers, and it's an experience at an HBCU that you will never ever forget. I hope all these tips have helped you guys. Please refer to this video anytime you need. While you're campaigning, things might go wrong, people might say things about you. That's all okay, guys. What matters is what you learn from it and how you carry yourself. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. If you have any questions, feel free to ask me in the comments. If you have any suggestions or any tips or things that you had to expect if you're from another HBCU, please let me know those as well. Happy campaign season!